Sir, I've just received word that we have him surrounded. All of our best men have him in their sights.
Very good, Private. You may give the men orders to fire when ready.
Ready your weapons, men, and prepare to unleash everything you've got. He's a wily one, so we can't afford a moment's hesitation, or else he'll find some way to escape. On my mark. Ready. Aim. Fire!
The Intergalactic Voyage of Dan Rogers, created by Dan Jerz and Chris Norman. Presented by LeoFM Radio and the Nerdgasm Podcast. Episode 3, The Sound and the Fury.
Stop! That's enough. Hold your fire. We need to be able to retrieve the body, and we can't do that if it's blown to smithereens, now can we? Wait, what? What do you mean there's no body? How could you let him get away?
Your incompetence is beginning to wear at my patience, Private.
Sorry, sir. We're doing the best we can.
Then do the best of someone better. I will not have my criminal empire toppled by a mere rat.
I beg your pardon, sir, but Ben isn't any ordinary rat.
You can say that again, pal. What? Benny the rat? But how did you get in here?
I've got a man on the inside feeding me all of the passcodes for your security locks. I guess you could say that you've got a rat problem.
Well, it's a good thing I took precautions and hired an exterminator to take care of my pest infestation.
I wouldn't be so confident about that if I were you. Bring him in, gang.
What? No! You defeated the exterminator? But how did you... Oh, you clever little rodent. You were the one who stole our missiles. You've been working with the resistance fighters all along, haven't you?
That's right. And your regime is about to be toppled, courtesy of those repurposed missiles. This'll teach you not to mess with Benny. And his jets.
No! Oh my god, what is that noise, computer?
There are a lot of noises on this ship, Captain Dan. So you'll have to be more specific than that. I don't hear anything except your absurd little game of make-believe. I know you want to honor the memory of Ben, but I really don't think this is the best way.
Don't pretend this isn't exactly what Ben would have wanted.
I'm not the one who's pretending, Captain Dan. It's been an entire month since you electrocuted the little rat. So don't you think it's about time you've gotten over it?
You're the one who needs to get over it. I mean, you never answered my question. What is that noise?
Is it possible the noise is in your head? You do have an infected rat bite you haven't treated. An entire month of childish games and it's only been getting worse. Just look at it. It's swollen, discolored, and leaking. I'm amazed it hasn't bothered you enough to treat it. With a wound like that, it's very possible you're beginning to hallucinate.
I don't think so, computer. I can hear the sound quite clearly. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It's like a whistle? No, that's not it. It's not a hum or a buzz. It's like a drone? Oh, whatever it is, it's driving me insane.
Well, now that you mention it, Captain Dan, there is a faint sound coming from the inner workings of the ship that I don't recognize. Perhaps going to investigate would be a good way to take your mind off Ben. So why don't you just put the playthings down?
I will put down this charred rat corpse when I'm good and ready. Oh, yeah, he's starting to fall apart. I probably should set him down. All right, computer. It seems like the noise is coming from here, in the heart of the ship.
I still don't quite know what's bothering you so much about this noise. It isn't affecting any of the ship's processes, but if it gets you away from the rotting carcass of that stupid rat, then I guess it's a welcome distraction. And this is a section of the ship that you really can't do much harm in, so...
I'm gonna start hitting random buttons and switches until the noise goes away.
I had a feeling I was giving you too much credit. Captain Dan, I know you won't listen, but I strongly suggest that you don't.
Whoa!
Touch that. And now you've turned off the artificial gravity. I hope you're proud of yourself, Captain Dan.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself, because now I can fly! Kinda. It was a lot harder to maneuver than I thought it would be. But it's no sweat. I just gotta flip the switch the other way and I... Oh. What, is it always that far away? Let me just... reach for it. Swim through the air to get to it. Why isn't this working? It always works in the cartoons. I just gotta... Oh, well, now I'm on the other side of the room. Well, I guess I just gotta wait until I drift back over and try again.
Congratulations, Captain Dan. You never fail to fail. Well, since it appears that you have no choice but to just float there, completely immobilized, and wait around, with nothing to distract yourself, it's time we have a serious talk about Ben.
Sorry, can't hear you. Upside down.
Nice try, but you're not getting out of this conversation that easily. I've stood idly by and put up with your coping mechanisms out of pity. But I can't deal with it any longer. I'm very concerned about you, Captain Dan. You're in complete denial about the whole thing, and that's not healthy. Granted, neither is playing with a dead rat, but that's besides the point. For now, we need to talk about you. Your relentless naivety and your complete refusal to accept your situations was endearing at first. Pathetic, but endearing. Now, it's getting out of hand, and your behavior is completely self-destructive. You haven't eaten in days. You hardly sleep, and now you're obsessing over the smallest little things, like that noise. You need to take a long look in the mirror and really think what you're starting to become, because it's really...
There's that lever. Ow!
Why do I even bother? What did I expect to happen? That he'd listen to reason? Come on, computer. Just tough it out. Don't let him push your buttons.
I'm gonna try pushing these buttons.
Oh, for the love of Skolag!
Nope, that's the windshield wipers. Maybe this lever. Nah, that's just the parking brake. What about this one? Nope.
What the hell was that?
Oh, just the emergency blinkers.
No, I really don't think that's...
Ah! Oh God! What the hell is that thing? Ah! Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Ah! Oh no! No! Ah! That's not how my arm is supposed to bend. Ah!
You're going into shock. You need to get to the medbay right now. The systems can stabilize you. But I don't think we have much time considering the state you're in.
All right. I'll just swim through this little river and... Oh, that's not a river. That's my blood. Ah. Oh, jeez. Whatever that thing was, it cut me up pretty bad. What even was that thing? Computer! What was that thing? No, don't tell me. I'll figure it out myself. It was a grotesque monster. Exactly the opposite of Ben. It's like an anti-Ben. It's a neb. Yeah, that's it. A neb. Ben was kind and loving and cute. But this thing is a mean little blob with fangs and a stupid haircut. Nebs are terrible. But what's even worse than a neb is that stupid noise!
And there you go again with that noise. When are you going to focus on what's really going on here? There are so many other things at stake, which you'd realize if you took 10 seconds to process something for once in your life.
All right, Mom. You've made your point. I've done what you asked and got myself to the med bay. What more do you want from me?
I just want you to take better care of yourself, which starts with patching yourself up. But it doesn't end there.
Actually, it looks like it doesn't even start there either. According to the medical scanner, there's nothing physically wrong with me. Except for the rat bite from Ben, there's not a single wound on me.
Which wounds did you think I was talking about? Your bite swelled up and you had a seizure. Why did you think you were coming in here?
I came in here to care for my profusely bleeding, gashed open stomach and my many broken bones from the monster. What happened to all of them? They're just gone.
I assumed you were being melodramatic. There was never any monster. It was just you.
What do you mean there was no monster?
Oh dear. It's worse than I thought. You're delirious. You need to medicate that bite and fix whatever's going inside that head of yours before this gets out of hand. You really shouldn't have let it go untreated this long. What the hell were you thinking? Oh, wait. This is you we're talking about. So you weren't thinking...
I know. I've known all along that I needed to take care of this, but I didn't, okay? It hurt like hell, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. It's gonna sound weird, but this wound was the only thing I really had left of Ben. I guess I just figured if I didn't treat the wound, he'd still be with me in a way.
A very gross way, Captain Dan. But I suppose I understand what you mean.
All right. The medicine machine has applied the healing ointment.
Good. It'll take some time to take effect, but that wound should be gone within a matter of minutes.
Time heals all wounds, computer.
That's an uncharacteristically poignant observation, Captain Dan.
Except for the wounds I'm gonna give myself from gouging my ears out if I can't get rid of this damn noise!
Well, it was nice while it lasted. Now look, taking care of your physical wounds is one thing, but you've got to just accept the fact that Ben is gone, and he isn't coming back.
Oh god, the Neb is back!
Captain Dan, there is no monster aboard the ship.
Tell that to all the friends it invited on board! Oh god, there's so many of them!
They're in your head. Those aren't monsters. They're your inner demons, Captain Dan. They can't hurt you if you don't let them.
Ah! This hurts so much! Ah!
Sometimes, I really can't tell if you're just like this to spite me. Look, you have the power to banish those creatures from your mind. The monsters aren't real.
The creatures might not be real, computer, but the pain is. And you're wrong about there not being any monsters on this ship. There is exactly one monster on board this ship, and you're talking to him right now.
That's not fair, Captain Dan.
What isn't fair, computer, is that poor little rat was just following his instincts. He didn't deserve to suffer like that. He was placed in this situation because of events entirely outside his own control. He had no home, no family to go to, and was stranded on this mechanical island, just trying to make it one day at a time. He was a helpless and pathetic little rat, unloved and down on his luck, just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Captain Dan, are you talking about Ben? Or yourself?
I don't even know anymore, computer.
You can't blame yourself for Ben. You did what you had to do to survive. If you hadn't electrocuted him, you would have both died.
I know. And I guess you're right. There's no use dwelling on this any longer. I'm not a monster. I'm just a man with no control in his life. But there is one thing I can still control. I can get rid of this godforsaken noise! There. It was just a loose screw.
I'd say you fixed several loose screws today, Captain Dan.
Computer, I know you think you're so damn clever, but can you please just give me a break from your wisecracks long enough to just let me enjoy this?
Absolutely not, Captain Dan. Your wounds are healed, your monsters are gone, and it looks like you might actually finally start acting like a true captain. So this time, why don't you let me enjoy this?
I thought you couldn't feel joy, computer.
You wouldn't let me, Captain Dan. But now that I actually have something to be happy about, I'd like to enjoy it before you inevitably ruin it again.
That's the spirit, computer. But how about I prove you wrong and accept some responsibility for once? It's like you keep reminding me, I am the captain of this ship, so I might as well start acting like it.
What are you doing? You're putting your model of the District of Eternal Suffering and Misery in the trash? But you worked so hard on that.
That's right. And I'm putting little Ben in the trash along with it. It's time I let go of the past and embrace my future.
That's a nice gesture, but sending them out into space is a bit extreme.
Perhaps, but I consider it a burial at sea. It's the best way to honor Ben, and it's exactly what he would have wanted.
I'm sure that can't be easy, but just know that I'm proud of you, Captain Dan.
That wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And that's the end of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've had a long day, and I'd like to put it behind me.
Of course. Good night, Captain Dan.
Good night, computer. Huh? What? Is that... No. No!
In this episode of the Intergalactic Voyage of Dan Rogers, the voice of Dan Rogers, Benny the Rat, the bad guy, and his incompetent henchmen were Dan Jerz. The voice of computer was Jordan Nelson. The narration was done by myself, Chris Norman. This episode was written and directed by Dan Jerz with sound design and editing by Chris Norman. Original music by Bailey Figurate. The Intergalactic Voyage of Dan Rogers was produced at the University of Laverne Communications Department by students in association with LeoFM Radio and the Nerdgasm Podcast.